Hey guys, welcome back. It is another weekend. It is another project. And if you can't guess what's behind me, it's that time of year again. Actually, we're a little later than I wanted to be. I'd love to have all our wood up by August, but that's not going to be the case. You can see behind me, I got some logs just cut to length. All I'm doing, let me flip the camera around here. I got to put my sunglasses on. Sorry guys. But basically all I'm doing is I'm just putting them in the loader, raising them up in the loader so they're at a working height, and I'm just delimbing, taking the rip balls off, because I don't want to leave stumps in the ground, because it's a lot easier for me with the loader to knock the trees over with the rip ball, with the whole trunk and all, get the stump, everything out of the ground, so I don't have to try to dig it up. I can just push it over, lift the whole tree up. I mean, here's a good example. This one's still pretty full of dirt. But yeah, you just push them over, and you can see these are really, really shallow rooted trees. They don't have deep roots. They have more broad. They're very surface. Easy for the wind to take them out. And actually, there's another one that I just did too. And I'll show you this one. You can see this is actually multiple. Look out, shadow. This is actually multiple trees, but you can just see the rip ball here. There's actually 3 trees here in this clump that I knocked over. And eventually we're going to clear all this out. This is up what feeds up to the house. And we're going to regrade all of this and landscape it. As much as I hate to take down some mature trees, there's so much that needs to be cleaned up here. We want to get it close to the house. It's a little bit, we want well over 100 feet from the house we have any trees wherever possible. These are really prone to wildfire, so I'm not as heartbroken. I mean, I don't like bringing them down, but I'm not as heartbroken bringing these down as I do like the birches and stuff, because, I mean, other than the paper will burn, they tend to survive, and they don't tend to burn and add as fuel for the most part. So, but what ends up happening now that these trees are gone, if we don't mow it or get it down, we have to brush it, and I don't have a brush mower, is you can just see I've cleared some of these trees out behind the sawmill here. There was nothing here 5 years ago. I mean, these are all these scrub trees that have come up in the last 5 years. And you can see, if you look in over here, and hopefully the light's not, let me put my hand over a little bit. You can see how there isn't a lot of, scrub trees or anything like that underneath. It's pretty open. You can walk through there without too much problem. But then you get over here, and you can't even see through that. It's so thick. And it needs to be brushed out. So I'll end up skimming it with the loader. I said, I just can't justify spending the, a few $1,000s that it's going to take to get a brush mower for the loader. At least not this year, not when we have the house to get done. But as long as we have that not done, I don't want to spend money on something if I don't have to. I mean, I'm going to need a brush mower at some point, because we got to keep this stuff maintained. Otherwise, it's just, we clear it and then it's not maintainable. So we'll figure that out next year. But for this year, right now, I'm back to the topic at hand. Because we want to regrade, the camera probably doesn't even show it, and there's a deer fly pestering me. But where that topper is, we want that to go down, because what happens right now is we're trying to change it, because the pond is right there. So what happens is all the water comes this way, and where do you think it goes into this? I ended up making a little valley here, because the previous 2 years, this barn would completely fill up in water. We'd have a foot of water in that barn. In this spring, kind of where the trailer is, all the way over, was nothing but water this spring. And where all that dead is, that's part of the reason is it's so wet that these trees are dying. But we're also going to build our road around the barn and bring some gravel in for that as our long-term plan. And then as well, we're going to dig another pond, another seasonal pond. So hopefully it'll take all the water from here once we do this and slope to that pond. And it'll be another man-made pond like we did the one behind me. But that's going to help us give a place for that water, give a place for some wildlife, frogs. I love it. But anyhow, I digress here, and I'm talking your ear off here. So I'm gonna get going on this, and I'll bring you along. And we're basically gonna delimb some trees, cut them to like a 12-foot length, and then we'll get them up with the saw stand. We'll get the saw stand, everything up by the woodshed when we're ready to start cutting and splitting. And we'll kind of do like we did. It works so much better having everything up there. I'm just getting it down to length, so for the saw stand. I'm not going to try to cut it here and delimb it. It's just there's not enough room for all the trees up there. So as I'm bringing these ones that I dropped already down, I'm going to bring them out here, get them cut up, and I'll bring you along for that. So that's the plan. Hi guys, I didn't film bringing this stuff up, but these are the logs I got cut up and brought up top here by the woodshed, the chicken coop up here. But I'm going to stack them all here, and then eventually we'll bring them back over here and cut them all up. But I'm going to get everything stacked up, get a big pile of it here before I even start doing the small, cutting them to length and splitting them. I'll do that later. But I want to at least get all the logs, as much as I believe, and then some. I'd like to have probably 3-4 times, if not more, this amount of wood. Plus, you can see that birch that died. I got that started to cut up over there. That one we knocked over and started cutting up. But yeah, so we'll bring that over here, get one ready to split, because it's pretty much cut to length already, and I'll bring that over. But I'm going to make this pile quite a bit bigger. I want it to be probably twice as tall and at least 2 to 3 times over. So we're just going to keep doing that, get it all piled up. If I got more than I need, that's fine by me. It can sit here and wait through the winter. But I just want to get as much down and over here so that all this stuff, because some of this is green yet, it's dying. So we're taking it down now before it fully dies. But I have a bunch of dead standing. That dead standing I can take down anytime, and that'll dry. But the greener stuff I want to give a chance to dry in the woodshed before we need it. So that's why I'm not worrying about the dead stuff, the dead standing right now until then. But I'm going to call it a day, and we'll bring you back tomorrow. Hey guys, we're back at it again today. Restocked logs, dug them out of the woods. Got one ready to go. This is a long one. But yeah. Got some logs, some nice logs here set aside that'll go for the sawmill. I'll probably keep the first 8.5 feet or so of this one, put that on a sawmill, and get some 1x boards out of it. We're going to add to the woodshed another bay, and that's where this stuff is going to go. So that's what I'm looking at. I got to make a couple posts, got to make some 1x3s. So we'll use some of this, but these were too nice to cut up for firewood. I want to mill those because they're just too nice of a log to go to firewood. And we got more stuff. I mean, we have eventually this tree here is going to be in the way for the expansion that we plan on doing there, so that'll have to come down at some point. And that big birch there is probably going to end up coming down at some point. Not probably this year, but in the next couple of years, that'll probably go. As we start to regrade this, it'll be in the way. This tree here will come down. We'll clear out a little bit more of these trees, and then we'll have to brush this all out and get it graded so that the water, as I was saying before, the water doesn't drain into the barn. We're going to try to re-slope this back the other way. So we'll have quite a bit of dirt to move, but you know what? It's just a project to work on as we got time. Nothing urgent. We just need firewood, so that's why we're doing this stuff now. Let it dry out, and we'll get to it here. Hi guys, let me bring the camera back around here. And we have up most of our logs. I think we have pretty much everything that we need to fill the 2 bays with firewood. I got some nice, plus I got that whole birch tree yet there to pick up and grab and cut and split. So I think I'm going to be pretty close. I know I'm always off estimating every year, but I actually piled more than I thought I was going to need this year. And I got a few more logs that I could do if I need to for firewood. Otherwise, I'm going to put them on the sawmill. But that's going to be it for this video, guys. Apologize for sunglasses, but sun's in my eyes. But yeah, so we're going to finish this up here. And not sure what the next video is going to be, but we appreciate you watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe, like our videos, and we'll see you in the next one.